Coach Guidry, you get that third quarter set out against Florida State that you always look for. Just holding the 2 scores. Does a game like that kind of help the defense build momentum? After that little 3-game stretch.
Yeah, I think you just keep trying to get better each and every week and try to correct the mistakes that you've made before, and just hopefully that they get the things you're trying to do, and just kind of look at what you're doing and try to put them in the best situation. So it's kind of really more familiar with Florida State and what they do. A lot of things carried over from last year. So the game plan was a lot alike, and we had some good tips on them. So I thought the secondary covered really good.
Lance, I know we kind of asked you throughout the year, but how have you seen O.J. Frederique develop as the season's gone on?
Man, I don't know, he's a really good player. He doesn't blink. The moment's never too big, it seems like. So he got a bright future. I really like his whole demeanor. Never up, never down. Can get coached hard, but nothing shakes him. At practice, you can coach him hard as you want, and nothing shakes him. So, really good football player.
How uncommon is it for our kid to come in and be willing to be coached hard, and to sort of emerge as the year has gone on?
Well, if you knew his family, you knew his dad, kind of how they handle business, just real different family in a good way, like kind of old school like. And so him coming, you never know a kid's going to be like he is, but he's really a throwback type kid that you used to be able to coach really hard and just yes sir, and just trying to make you happy, kind of like a pleaser. So yeah, he's a really good football player. We're excited to have him here. He's a really good kid.
I wanted to ask you about Wesley as well. He's always been a super high energy.
Yeah.
You see it already. I see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a super high energy guy, but it seems, and sometimes maybe he gets a little bit of the best of him still at times,
Yeah.
but he knows how to harness that energy.
He does. That's probably what's the biggest difference with Wesley is his emotions are in the right way now. It was a little scary the other night when he went down. It didn't look good. When his helmet came off and the way he acted, and I was like, oh man. But everything was good, and so yeah, Wesley's having a good year, playing really fast. He's physical, and really like the way he's playing right now.
With Akeem Mesidor, obviously playing bulk inside after being on the edges, how have you seen him evolve, adapt, and progress at that position? How much do he and Simeon sort of feed off each other?
He's getting faster throughout the year. It seems like looked like he's getting in true game shape early on. I thought he was getting in shape. He was kind of surviving a little bit, but now you can really see him playing with a lot of effort throughout the whole game. He's always played with high effort, but you can see how quick he is late in the games now. And Barrow's playing really good. Barrow's playing at a really high level, so that's been really good. Those two guys inside.
It's a lot of focus on turnovers in this game because of how good they've been doing with it. I imagine that's something you've probably focused quite a bit on here over the last month or so, trying to get more of them.
Yeah.
What's the secret sauce?
There is none. You try to stress stripping the ball, interceptions, getting your hands on balls, tip balls, all that, but it seems like they come in bunches. When they start coming, they come, and sometimes there's droughts. Some teams, I've coached different places in different years where we've had a lot of turnovers and few, and really sometimes the fewer ones have been better defenses. You just don't know, but a lot of turnovers last week for Duke. We can't turn the ball over that many times on offense for sure, but we'll try and do our share of getting our hands on some balls, and hopefully we can get a score on defense. That always helps.
There's a play when they bring 10 in motion and Hill is following them, and Hill starts rolling his arms. The guy flares out and they score the touchdown. It's 2 versus 3. What's supposed to happen? What was supposed to happen there?
Oh, when he motioned across, he's saying roll it, roll it, roll it.
Right.
What happened, I was trying to get Meach to blitz instead of Porter because the situation we was in, we was in an all-out man pressure. And of course, Porter's a cover guy. So I was trying to get Meach, but we didn't get it swapped. Because they're used to banjoing with each other a lot. So as you saw Diani coming over, he was rolling it, but Meach never saw him there. But they were supposed to trade off that because they was running a pick flood to the boundary. And as a guy comes, when they roll it, it means it's a banjo. If 3 goes flat, Meach would take the 3 in the flat, and he would take the final 3. So it was just a switch that we didn't get. So that's what ended up happening.
When the offense, your offense, Miami's offense, is controlling time of possession and scoring points, does that change your approach at all defensively with how you want to play complementary football?
Yeah. When you're ahead, and you're holding on to the ball and you're scoring, it kind of changes offenses, and you can expect things on defense. So you don't have to get as aggressive. You can call more pass cover stuff and keep it in front of you. But when it's back and forth, and there's momentum swings, and then they start to take shots, and then they're running, it's just hard. You know, last year we were behind in games, but people didn't take shots as much. They felt like if they hung on the ball, don't do nothing stupid, that they could win, that we couldn't outscore them. That's not the case no more. They know that we can score points. So, but when we get out in front, we can expect it better. But when it's a close game, you don't know what you're going to get. You know, so when we get out in front and we handle, don't turn over the ball, and we like taking the time away from them and scoring points, it's a lot easier to play defense.
Lance, Malik Murphy, the Duke quarterback, had a pretty solid year coming up. I think his best game of the year against a good SMU team. Just what do you think for what he's put on film?
He gets the ball out of his hand extremely fast. He's not a big-time scramble guy. If you pressure him, he'll buy time with his feet, but he's trying to throw. But like, he's going to catch the ball, drop back, and when his back foot hits, he's going to get the ball out. So he's going to throw it on time. He's got some good receivers. Got a big kid, number 8. He's got some guys in the slot that can run. So we'll have to stop the run as well. But he's got a good RPO game. I think they got some talent, you know. So good wide receiver core, quarterbacks accurate at times. Throws a really good deep ball. He didn't overthrow him a lot. He puts it because he's got some good targets. He's got his inside guys can go get the ball, so he don't overthrow him much because they can run. And then the big kid, number 8, he's a physical kid. He'll throw it to some back shoulder throws and stuff. So it's always, you got a chance to catch the ball. So downfield is probably what he does best. I do think intermediate, he's, you know, a little bit up and down, but a good football player, man. He's having a good year.
I know you're focused on your team and Duke this week, obviously, but when you look around college football, you guys are beating Oregon, Penn State. There's some really good feel-good stories like Iowa State, Indiana, Army. Just how good is, I mean, all the, yes, people have their opinions on NIL, but there's the extended playoff and all this stuff. Just how good is the product of college football right now? It just seems like it's always obviously an enormous deal. It just seems like there's buzz earlier this year, about the end of the year, that maybe we've seen in the past.
I don't know how good other people are. I mean, I watch them on TV, and sometimes you watch on TV and it can be deceiving. Because I watch the game live on the sideline, but when you watch it again on TV, you look faster and you look better, or you look worse. But on the sideline, it's different. It's a different feel. You know, I'm just trying to win every week. You know, when I got here, they hadn't had a good season the year before. You know, we had some things we needed to do. I remember I was asked, could I stop the counter by Florida State, and could we get off the field on 3rd down? That was the main 2 things people asked me, you know. I said, well, I'll blitz enough so they can't run counter, and 3rd down we'll mix it up. So that's 2 areas that we're doing well at. But, you know, just to be in a position we're in right now, this late in the year, and have the wins that we have, which is good. But each week it's 1-0 mentality. It really is. You just look at the next opponent, you go on, you try to put the best plan together. The kids aren't too up, you know. I mean, they're really looking at it 1 game at a time, which is really good. Our best football, I think, is at the end. We're not there yet, which is good. We haven't played a complete game as a team, I don't think. So I'm just excited that the growth of some players, and it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off in the future.
Marquise Williams seems to bring some energy to the defensive backfield when he's out there. Talk to us a little bit about Marquise, and will we see a little bit more of him?
Marquise is a combo guy. He can play a little bit of safety. He plays a little bit of corner. We're working this week at some corner stuff. He plays a lot of big role on special teams. So, yeah, he's a guy that's kind of a plug-and-play guy. But, you know, at free safety, it's hard to take Niche off the field because he makes all the checks for the defense. And Zaquan, we're getting there more and more. He tweaked his hamstring a little bit, but he's good. There's actually a cramp, not as much a tweak, which was awesome. Harris played well, so yeah, Marquise will put in when we need, and we also might need him at corner. So.
You said you're excited about development of some players. Who comes to mind?
Well, Zaquan gets better and better. Robbie's getting better at practice. You can see it, and it's starting to pay off on the kickoff team, you know, special teams. Dylan Day's playing really good. Usually young guys that play special teams end up developing quicker when you play them on defense the following year. So if they're playing well on special teams, it pays off the next year because it's not like the first time they play. If they're not playing on special teams as a freshman, then it's going to be a harder transition for them the next year because the game's going to be really fast. So we got Matt back, Ryan Mack. He's doing some good things at practice one-on-one. So I like our young guys. You know, some of the linebackers are still going through, you know, learning stuff. The Hayes kid, Bobby Pruitt, some of the defensive linemen as well on the scout team. I think Justin Scott's playing better and better. He's not playing as much, but you can see it at practice. So we're progressing the young guys.
Matt is from the same youth football park as Frederick, same high school as Frederick. Could we see some of the same thing we see out of Frederick with him getting on the field?
Ryan's fast. You know, Ryan had a setback with a leg, so I think he just got cleared maybe a couple weeks ago. So that's a long time to miss. You know, he missed all the installation and all those things. So we're just trying to get him caught up to speed with just playing fast at a fast tempo. He plays on scout team. He does one-on-ones and things like that. But this year it's kind of late right now because he missed so much. But another guy that can run, and I'm looking for good things from Ryan.
You said last week that cleaning up tackling and cleaning up a lot of the explosive issues that were happening. Did you feel like this last game you saw signs of that?
I thought we tackled better on everybody but the quarterback. I said, who is he? I mean, is this Frank Torkinson or Johnny Manziel? I mean, we couldn't tackle the guy, you know. He's a competitor. He is that. So I thought we tackled well, you know. We really played really well the first half. If we could have got off the field on 3rd down and 10, which we had a line game that we didn't execute, ended up making the 1st down, and then that led to the quarterback, whatever happened. So if we'd have got out of that, they'd have like 50 yards of offense in the first half. You know, at the end of the game, they ended up getting in, but it is what it is. You know, we won the football game 2 years ago. I think it was 45-3 they beat us. They had over 300-something yards rushing. So in a couple of years, things have flipped big time.
Since you brought it up, what happened on that 4th and 1 where he just disappeared into a maze of people and somehow got
You're going to be sick when I tell you what really happened. So we got word from Florida State that they were trying to draw us off sides on a freeze. The center snapped it by mistake. Mesidor shoots nobody moved when he snapped it, but Mesidor has the guy tackled and starting to slip off of him. Their offensive tackle takes the quarterback and pulls him, and he comes out the backside and goes 50 yards. We stopped the counter, but we couldn't stop the quarterback's lead on a non-play.
That's a heck of a play.
It's a heck of a play. I'd run it every time. That's what really happened, though. Yeah. But you know what? In this game, anything can happen. That's life. You know, you can have everything, do what you're supposed to do, go get education, marry, all that. Something bad's going to happen in life. It's how you respond to it. So, really, wasn't nobody's fault. It's just one of those things that happen. Huh? No, it is when it's a quarterback sneak, and when you really find out it wasn't supposed to be a play, you know. So it is.
What was part A of that? You were expecting them to try to draw you offside?
No, that's what we were playing defense. I mean, they brought in 14 personnel, which is 4 tight ends, a running back, and a quarterback, and we got there. We got gap defense. We got 2A gaps, 2B, and we had the backers behind them, and we locked up the tight ends. And I had corners off the outside and a free safety, and they were just trying to draw us off sides. We didn't know that until after the game when the coaches told us that that big play was actually not a play, that they were trying to draw us off sides with a freeze. He was trying to hard count us to make us jump. And their center snapped the ball when he wasn't supposed to. There was supposed to be a no play. And Mesidor was the only one that moved, and he had the quarterback behind. So we stopped him, and then slid off, and he came out the back door. So
if you lose some ranking by 42 yards.
we won. We won. That's the main thing. So.